Right, back in the van. That was proper amazing. I'm so glad I did it. There we go, good way to end things. Puck's Glen Gorge walk.
I can't fucking wait.
Right, good afternoon. Okay, so we didn't show you where we parked last night because we went back to a place that we stayed on the very first night we came here. So no point showing you that again, basically. Just somewhere to lay our heads down for the night, and it was very close to calendar, basically, so it made sense. Today, not feeling great. I've been coughing and spluttering. My nose is crusty as hell. It's awful. Stephen's over his, so at least one of us is. But we're still going to press on anyway. So we're going over. We're kind of cheating a bit today. We're heading just outside the park, and we're going to a very special location that looks really interesting, and I'll say no more until we get there. And that's it. We'll see you there. Okay, so Scotland obviously is steeped in lots of history. You can see it everywhere around here, in all the castles, all the ruins that are dotted all over the Highlands, stretching back for centuries. However, the place we're about to visit today is almost the opposite of that. Now, it is a building, and it's quite a well-known one, but it's definitely not got the age to it, which isn't always the appealing thing that people come to Scotland for. They want the old castles, the ruins, things like that, which of course are impressive, and even more so when they've got all that history steeped upon them, kind of thing. This building, however, is definitely not like that, but it's interesting nonetheless. Okay, so another thing about this building is it was voted one of the top 10 buildings of the last 100 years in Scotland. Top 10 what? I'm not 100% sure. Top 10 most spectacular, probably. But yeah, that's another little fact. So another thing about this building is it's situated on the banks of a loch. Again, that's something you'd often associate with old castles and ruins, but this one definitely isn't. And the name of the loch is Loch Awe, I believe. Is that right, Stephen?
Yeah.
Loch Awe. Okay, so the building we've come to is St Conan's Kirk. If I'm saying that correctly, I never usually am. So let's go and have a look. Okay, so it's not exactly modern at around a century old, but compared to the Scottish castles of yesteryear, it's practically a brand new build. But don't be fooled. If you're into church architecture, or even if you're not, this is one building you definitely don't want to miss out on, and it soon becomes clear why it was voted one of the top Scottish buildings of the last 100 years. Built by Walter Campbell and carried on by his sister Helen in the 1920s after his death, St Conan's Kirk came into being as Walter's mother was too far from the nearest church, so Walter did the next best thing and built one right by the house, as you do. But Walter wasn't set on any old church. This one would contain elements from every style imaginable, Roman, Saxon, Norman and Gothic to name a few, and influences from all the churches Walter had seen. The result is an eclectic and one-of-a-kind structure that transcends time and conventions, right on the banks of Loch Awe. So did we enjoy St Conan's Kirk,
Yes,
Steve?
yes, it was alright.
It was good, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was beautiful, and there is so many different styles in every little nook and cranny. I can't recommend it enough. If you've got an interest for these things, or even if you haven't, there's something for everybody there to sort of enjoy and just take in. And it's really, really peaceful, even though there were tourists going in and out. So it's quite popular because it's quite isolated and there's not a huge car park. It means that only a few people go in at a time, basically. But yeah, highly recommend that place. If you're passing by Loch Awe, I forget the area it's in. I think it's Argyll, is it, Stephen?
Yeah, Argyll and Butte.
Argyll and Butte, I think. Not far out of Oban, not too far anyway. Then yeah, definitely worth stopping by. Really interesting. Right, good morning. So we arrived last night in a little forest car park, and I think it's called the Forest of Fear not, something like that, isn't it?
Furnock.
We'll put it there. Furnock, Forest of Furnock, or something like that. Anyway, it's one of those
Stay for the night initiatives.
Yeah, so you stay for the night. That's right, what Stephen said. So you basically can pay to stay here, and it's £7 overnight. There were absolutely tons of vans. It was packed, and they were all gone before 10 o'clock this morning, which is when it ran out. I don't know if everybody paid, because the way everybody kind of got here and scarpered off really quickly, I don't know. But the way you do pay is you use the Ringo app, basically. Is there no other way to pay, is there? Or is there an actual pay? No. So you have to use Ringo. And then it's like £3 all day, basically. So there's nothing here, but there was a good phone reception. It's flat. It was strangely midge-free, mostly. Or was it? No, I think we have been bitten. Scrap that one.
Right.
But I am feeling a bit better today. The cold seems to be passing by, so I haven't been for a run for a while, so I'm going to go and do that, check out the little forest paths, and then we're going to make our move again, aren't we? We're going to Puck's Glen. So we've heard a lot about this. It's a little walk through a glen. What else can we say until we get there?
Where there's puckers.
Right, where are we, Stephen?
Puck's Glen.
Puck's Glen, and what are we going to do?
Go pucking.
Go pucking. So let's go pucking. Puck's Glen Gorge Walk.
I can't pucking wait.
what did we think of Puck's Glen, Stevie?
Yeah, it's very pretty.
Very, very pretty.
Nice. Not too strenuous. Not at all, really.
Quite short as well, really, wasn't it? If you take out stopping to film and take photographs, you could be over and done with the main part of that quite quickly. I think that was a lot better than we were probably both expecting, don't you think?
Yeah, I was expecting that to be worse.
Yeah, but not just worse in terms of more difficult, but I wasn't expecting it to be so outstanding to look at, really.
Yeah, it reminds me of when we walked down to the beach at Dartmoor.
Oh yeah.
Remember?
Yeah. So you basically, there's a car park at the bottom of Puck's Glen, and I can't remember what loch we're near. But we're kind of at the southwestern end of Loch Lomond and the Trossachs park. So there's a car park. It's not very big, and there was one space left when we got there, so we were really lucky. There's probably other spots you can park around here, but I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, definitely recommend that one. That was absolutely magical, and it's just full. It looks like you're in a rainforest, except it's Scotland, and everything is covered in moss. There's moss everywhere, ferns everywhere. Every little turn has a little bit of waterfall or some kind of rock pool of some description. Yeah, just a feast for the eyes.
And it's a bit scrambly, which makes it a bit more interesting.
Yeah, you like something like that, don't you? A bit more.
Yeah, I do prefer that. I mean, it's a bit more tiring sometimes, but at least it's interesting.
It makes it go quicker. At least it's interesting. Like, you can see what his views on walks are. But I know what you mean. If it breaks it up and it's a bit more adventurous, like when we did Loch Awe in Spain. If you saw that video of ours, you'll have seen how much variation there was, and Stephen really liked that, apart from the beginning bit, where there's some bridges and bits you have to go up and down, a bit like an obstacle course. So while you follow a river along. So this was a little bit similar, and there's steps and handrails, so it's not too bad really. When you're in the car park, it might suggest that you go the opposite way to we did, but we would suggest going clockwise when you're in the car park, so that you're actually walking up the falls. If you look at a map or All Trails or something, you'll know what I mean. But if you do it that way, you're walking up the falls, which means the views are more impressive rather than coming down them, basically. Right, let's get back to the van, shall we, Stevie? Aye. Right, where are we, Stevie? Finally, at last.
We are in...
I was just about to say that. I don't know either. So I was going to get the phone out.
Ken Dow.
Ken Dow. Okay. Right, good morning. So today we're on our way to a place called Loch Lomond. We're actually going to stay on a campsite. It's been at least a week since we showered, and we just want a bit of luxury really for a night, don't we? Yeah, we need some hookup, we need a shower, and we just want to stay somewhere with all the services for a night. So I think we've done quite well really, because apart from that very first night, Loch Katrine, and now this is kind of over a week later well over a week later actually, in Loch Lomond, we haven't stayed on campsites. We have stayed on one paid for spot, which was £7, maybe another one, I can't remember, but this is only our second campsite. Because the battery pack's broken, we probably wouldn't have needed to, so had that been working, we would have been able to charge it up with solar and then charge up things like laptops and stuff like that. So really, we don't actually... It shows how good that thing is when it works, and how we can actually get by off-grid of sorts when we've got our Blue Yeti power pack working. But unfortunately that's not the situation we're in, so we've done a week and now we're going to go onto a campsite for a night, which to be honest is just nice anyway. So it's just a bit of a luxury, and it just takes you, it's sometimes nice to stay somewhere where you're allowed to be and there's all the services and things. A little bit pricey, it's about £30. They're all like that right now, especially up here, and it is the summer holidays, but it is what it is basically, so we better enjoy it, eh? We stayed on Loch Lomond Caravan Park, which had all the usual services you'd expect, so we could have a good wash, Daisy could have a wee, charge everything up, and what was possibly the largest pitches we'd ever seen, which all had their own fresh water taps. We also had a look around the town, which was a real mixed bag of charming but also neglected in some ways that made it seem like a town that time had forgot. After this, it was time to move on and attempt the one thing that had evaded us before we headed back to England. Right, good morning. So the last couple of days we've spent on a campsite in Loch Gilphead, just chilling out really, not really doing much, taking ourselves off the road for a bit and having a few home comforts. We needed the electric hookup. It's nice to have a shower, and it's just to do little things like get rid of your water waste, your general waste, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, we really liked that. Got to put a video together as well while I was there, which was pretty good. And now we're going to move on. So we're heading out of Scotland really now. It's pretty much the end of our trip, but there's one final thing to do before we leave, and that's go for a wild swim, because I've not managed to do that this entire time. I've been putting it off because I've had this rotten cold. The cold's still sort of there, but I just want to do it now. When we went walking in Puck's Glen the other day, I dipped my toes in, and I wish to God that I'd brought something to swim in or a towel, because it actually felt fine and I felt fine with it. So ever since then it's been a mission, and this will be the last thing we do before we leave. So we're going to head to quite a known waterfall, so I don't know if it's going to be busy. Hopefully there's enough space, but I know people do go swimming in it, so I really like to try that one out, and possibly on the way back have a quick dip in the loch as well. So a bit of a double whammy, and we might even get Stephen in. We're not sure yet.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see, he says. Right, so the waterfall thing didn't work out at all. We drove past and it was absolutely rammed. There was nowhere to park, and I had a feeling this would happen. It's the middle of the day. It's just off the main road, so I knew it'd be popular. It's still summer, still the school holidays, so a little bit upsetting, but that's okay. We've moved on and we've just ended up somewhere else now. We do have to go home today, so it is kind of, it's been a bit of a mad dash now to try and find somewhere to go for a swim, because I feel like I need to do this to complete everything before we head back. It's an urge, it's got to be done. So we've ended up, just by accident, back on Loch Lomond, which feels like a good way to come full circle in this park. And we've just pulled into a little lay-by, and it looks like you can get down to the loch, so hopefully I can get a swim in. Hopefully it's alright, I don't know, we'll see. Let's go and have a look. So we've pulled into a little lay-by, and we found just a little spot, and hopefully we can go in. Well, this looks alright. It looks like it was just made for this. Hopefully there's no nasty surprises down here. Oh my god.
I don't know.
It's Loch Lomond, isn't it? So we're back here.
Okay.
We found a little beach. Not a beach, but a little area. So we'll try and have a quick dip. Hope for the best. Once you get in, that's actually really beautiful.
Yeah, I'm not going in.
That's really nice. You sure?
Yeah.
Once the cold goes, it feels quite warm in the end. Really nice. It's a bit weird, you don't know what you're standing on. Some of it's really spongy and a bit uncertain. That is lovely. There we go, good way to end things.
Yeah.
Who needs the waterfall, eh?
Well, that's it, we're done.
Right, back in the van. That was proper amazing. I'm so glad I did it. Couldn't persuade Stephen to go in, unfortunately, but it was beautiful and it felt quite warm in the end, like not warm, but it actually, the coldness completely went. So once you gave it sort of 30 seconds to a minute, everything felt really nice. And this end of Loch Lomond, it's so clean. It's just, the water was crystal clear and it was so beautiful. Just got to get out of my wet bits now and discreetly dry myself off. Right, that's it then pretty much. That's the end of our Scotland trip this time, our second Scotland trip, isn't it, I think?
Yeah.
And that was the perfect way to round it off. Couldn't get him in, which is unfortunate, but maybe in future. And as always, don't forget to like and subscribe. Like the video if you can. Subscribe if you haven't already. It's free. It's free. You just got to have a little YouTube account, haven't you? Or Google account, I think. Just click the subscribe button and press the notification bell, the belly symbol, so you don't miss an episode and you always know when we've got a new video out, basically. So, but thank you to everyone who's supported us so far and everyone who's enjoyed our videos. It means a lot to us, and we really do enjoy making them. We've still got lots more planned, haven't we, for the future? Well, we haven't got anything planned, but we've got more that we're going to do. We will start planning them more as well as we go. So thank you to everyone. Thank you to all our supporters, all our viewers, everyone who comments. We really appreciate it. And if you haven't subscribed already, please do. And that's it. So we're going to leave Scotland, leave it behind us for this time, and we'll be back, won't we? No doubt.
Yep.
Back to do more videos, hopefully. And we're going to go back now. So I don't know when our next video will be. We don't know what it's going to be. So we'll figure that out in due course, I expect.
Hi.
And on that note,
Bye.
bye. See you on the next one.